Hi, I'm Jeff Dixon, and welcome to yet another edition of the song singing sensation series, Hit in the Head with a Hymnal. That's right. When you've been hit in the head with a hymnal, it changes your entire perspective of hymns and those songs of old that mean so much to so many in a journey of faith. We're looking at hymns that you might have found in the old Baptist hymnal, for example. And today I want to share with you a hymn that you may not be as familiar with, but as a child, this hymn fascinated me simply because it had a weird title. It's called Beulah Land. That's right, Beulah Land. You ever been to Beulah Land? See, as a kid, I was always wondering, where is Beulah Land? What is it all about? I met a woman one time. Her name was Beulah. And I thought to myself, is this who the hymn was about? It is the strangest title, it seems, for a hymn that's out there today. The chorus says, "O Beulah land, sweet Beulah land, as on thy highest mount I stand, I look away across the sea where mansions are prepared for me and view the shining glory shore, my heaven home forevermore." It's a song about longing for sweet old Beulah land. Where did this hymn come from? Well, believe it or not, you have to go all the way back to 1876 for the origin of this hymn. The author of this hymn, Edgar Stites, was a descendant of John Howland, who came to America on the Mayflower. He was born in Cape May, New Jersey, in March of 1836, and then born again in Philadelphia during the revival of 1857. He served Union forces during the Civil War by feeding the troops that passed through Philadelphia. After the war, Edgar Stites became a riverboat pilot on the Delaware River and a Methodist preacher. He served a stint as a home missionary to South Dakota. For more than 60 years, he was a member of the First Methodist Episcopal Church of Cape May, New Jersey. In 1870, he joined a number of other ministers who formed the Ocean Grove Camp Meeting Association. Today, Ocean Grove is a full-fledged town, as well as a Christian community and conference center, still to this day. It was in Ocean Grove that the song Beulah Land was first sung. The word Beulah, just so you know, is an Old Testament term that occurs only in Isaiah 62:4. It reads, "You shall no longer be termed forsaken, nor shall your land be desolate, but you shall be called Hephzibah, and your land Beulah. For the Lord delights in you, and your land shall be married." Beulah comes from a Hebrew word meaning to marry. The idea that is a land that is loved, it is delightful to the Lord as a beautiful bride might be. As such, Beulah Land has become a phrase that represents heaven. Edgar Stites said this, "It was in 1876 that I wrote Beulah Land. I could write only 2 verses in the chorus, and I was so overcome I fell on my face. That was one Sunday. On the following Sunday, I wrote the 3rd and 4th verses, and again was so influenced by emotion I could only pray and weep. The first time it was sung was at a regular Monday morning meeting of the Methodists in Philadelphia. Bishop McCabe sang it to the assembled ministers. Since then, it is known and sang wherever religious people congregate. I have never received a cent from my songs. Perhaps that is why they have such wide popularity. I could not do work for the master and receive pay for it." That from Edgar Stites, the author of Beulah Land. 4 amazing verses. By his own description, he wrote the first 2, the chorus, and was so overcome with emotion he had to stop. The following week, wrote the second 2, and again, overcome with emotion, he had to stop. With that background, I want to sing for you all 4 verses of Beulah Land. Now, at some point during the singing, if it becomes so emotional for you, feel free to stop your computer and pause the feed, gather yourself, and then turn it back on so you can hear me sing the last 2 verses in the chorus of Beulah Land. And together we will have this emotional musical experience of looking at this grand old hymn and ponder the impact that it has in our lives. And so if you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. Well, apparently, the soundtrack for this hymn did not come in as we anticipated, and I am not prepared to perform it a cappella for you. So we'll see if we can track down the soundtrack. Perhaps in another time we can actually perform the hymn for you, but not today. And I know that that too may make you emotional, and I'm sorry. Hopefully that emotional is sadness, not joy. But neither here nor there. I leave that to you to decide. But I look forward to joining you next time when you might just get hit in the head with a hymnal.